Welcome to another warm-up show with the hockey coach, Gros Code franchise directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. Obviously, on that side, ENORTAP is out tonight, so you have to deal with me for the next 60 minutes. We're going to talk about the different thing around the league, or most important thing, we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens press conference of Ken Hughes 1 year later. He was hired by the Montreal Canadiens 1 year ago. And we're going to talk about that fun news around the league, definitely talking about the 5 game on the prediction of the NHL game tonight we have on the program. So a lot of things to talk about tonight on this great warm-up show on the Wednesday, January 18, 2023. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. You have any comments you want to bring to you on the table tonight? Any question? It's time to share it with me. I'm going to answer to your question about everything around the league, possibly the trade deadline or any other subject you want to bring. Please don't hesitate. So that's happening here tonight. But first of all, we do every single time with a warm-up show. We welcome everybody one by one. That's the most important thing we do at the Hockey National Show, is to be sure we are respectful between each one of us and the chat. First of all, we have our friend RJ Calabro is in the house from New Jersey. Gave us all the update. We have the captain. The captain, Danny T, is in the house tonight. And then we have Mr. Rand Kirk. Welcome aboard, Mr. Rand Kirk. Thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. Mr. Dan Asham, directly from Winnipeg and Manitoba, is in the house tonight with the beautiful Colette. Thanks so much, both of you, to be with us on this great Wednesday night. Here we go, from Finland, back in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Yamo Vartanen is in the house tonight. Thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. Glad to see you, my friend. And then we have the Double J, directly from Toronto downtown. Thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. Thanks to be with us. Of course, we have Mark 536 is with us on this great Wednesday night. Mark, hopefully you had an amazing, great day. Glad to see you around. Shania from Thailand is in the house somewhere, somehow, in Bangkok, I believe. And then we have our friend André Robert Drouin is with us tonight. André, thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. And then Jose Duarte back in the house. Jose and Danny, unfortunately, don't have a great night yesterday. Going to talk about the result of the prediction last night. Our friend Renaud knocked the door. Long time we did not see Renaud and the Hockey National Show. Hopefully you're doing well, Mr. Renaud, and glad to having you aboard with the Hockey National Show. Mr. J. Danny, and then we have Jeffrey Corey from Taiwan. He's in the house. Thanks so much. Here we go. So let's opening the first question we have from Dan Asham before we talk about all the subject. The Jet did not look last night. What do you think? No, not a very good performance of the Winnipeg Jets yesterday against the Montreal Canadiens. And of course, Montreal Canadiens played very well overall, starting with the goaltender Montembeault. For me, yes, they are a good season so far, the Jet. But when you see the team, I still they're missing a couple of holes to make a very solid contender for the playoff. I don't think so. I don't like the bottom 6 over there. You cannot win with Morgan Barron on the third line. They have only Adam Laurie over there at the third line. And then the rest, it's not strong enough to make a team really deep in the playoff. And then the defenseman is good, but it's not great. After Morrissey, you have DeMelo. He's not a first pairing defenseman in the NHL, DeMelo. You have Pionk play with Dylan. I can understand that the second pairing, but I think they have to add more, satisfy the defenseman. I know Alabak is good, But again, I think Winnipeg was very disappointed to watching that team. I didn't watch a lot of Winnipeg Jet this season. I'll be maybe 6 times when I'm talking about the full game of Winnipeg Jet, and maybe 10, but max I can see about them. So really not a great performance. Renaud said, can the Montreal Canadiens still make the playoffs if they win all the next home game? I don't think so, Renaud. They are too hard. They play before the game yesterday 9 of the 10 game at home, but I don't think so it will happen for the Montreal Canadiens. Renaud, at the end of the day, they are not a good team to make the playoff anyway. They're going to be where they are right now, 26, 27, 28, 29, and that will be the direction they're going to do for the next couple of weeks with the Montreal Canadiens. See you. And then we have, I have to go back to Alan Backer. Thanks so much. And then how was RS so far? He played on the 4 line with Pitlick yesterday. That line was okay with Pesada. It's a line of American Hockey League. You can see that. But he delivered what he can deliver in NHL. Play a couple of minutes. We have to see a little bit more longer. But to see him, all the way to stay in NHL, I'm not guaranteed it will happen about him for RHP yesterday. You talk about RHP. Like we do at the beginning of the show, guys, we talk about what's going on and what pay you attention. Mr. ENORTAP, usually he gave us all the information about what happened yesterday and NHL. I'm going to go through this with you guys. They have 8 games yesterday. 4 of the 8 games are come back. Unbelievable again, and that would be some concern about one of the team. I can mention this, but before we go there, I want to congratulate Peter, August, Rand, Kirk, and Chicago guys. They are 6-2. They're going to be on the bus tonight, and then I want to mention this. Peter August, he did a hat trick, a hattie. What is a hat trick at the warm-up show? But you have to finish. You have to be on the bus. You have to get a right score. And you have to get the total score at the end of the day. And he did it, Peter August. Not many people did it during the year, but one of them is Peter August did it tonight, yesterday. Then Chicago is on the bus, guy, back-to-back for him, for Chicago. Now, he's still in the bus. He looked like he loved the bus. He liked to be in the bus. And why not to bring them right away now in the bus? Mr. Peter August, Rand Kirk is in the chat in the Chicago. Here we go. Congratulations for all the 3 of you guys go on the bus. So we have Mr. Roger Delaney knock the door with following by Melissa. Thanks to be with Hockey Nation show tonight. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. So let's talk about what happened last night around the league. First of all, the Philadelphia Flyers beat the Anaheim Ducks by the score of 5-2 yesterday. A hat trick for Kevin Hayes. The Flyers looking great in the last 10 games. They are 7-3-1 or 6-3-1. They are right now in the top 25 in the standing. They have a good performance for the goaltender. But the biggest news for the Flyers yesterday was the Provorov did not want to wear the jersey, the pride jersey colors before the game because of his religion, and it creates some kind of drama around the Flyers yesterday. So it was a big news happening last night at that game where some people was upset about this. Some people, some people see this directly. I think in hockey, for me, you cannot exclusive other different people in hockey. Everybody have a chance and opportunity to love the game. And I can understand him, the players, but it will be a story to follow up. We know the relationship between him and the Flyers are not great. I wouldn't be surprised at some point that player could be traded for the Flyers. I know it's a trade deadline, but I definitely, he was not going to finish his days or his career with the Flyers, obviously for him. It was, it's not the best way to describe what happened last night. I don't want to go deeper because I think you go with deep subject about this, about the pride and the LGBT, and I don't want to get that direction, guys, this morning, tonight with you. But that was the biggest news happening at the Flowers last night around this one over there. Then you have the Toronto Maple Leafs come back after they losing by 2 at the middle of the second period. A goal at the end of the second period. I think 2 seconds at the end. I think by William Nylander cut the lead from 2-1 at 4-3. Then the Toronto come back with 2 goals and to get that W 5-4 against the Florida Panthers. This is a big blow for the Flyers, for the Panthers. They try to stay in the race for the playoff. And Toronto continues what he did all the time is to get those kind of W at home. But what you have to remember about that game is another bad performance of Matt Murray, unfortunately, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is it a concern? I think it is. When you look at both performance of the both goaltender and Jennery, they are not looking great in the last 10 games. Their save percentage is not high. It's below at 900, but the game's still winning. But again, it's maybe not the best recipes to play in the playoff for that now. No, coach, I would burn those rainbow for Danny about this one over there. And then we have a few people in the chat about this. Is what is does not want to wear the is his live about this. There was not like again him at all. It was not like a bad thing about this. They respect him about his choice. But again, imagine if you go on the warm-up and you wear a red jersey, a blue jersey, a black jersey, a green jersey. You're part of the team, and you should follow the team and not to be you only decide what you want. When you sign a contract, you should follow you know what I mean? Like if you want to say, no, I don't want to play with the white jersey, I want to play with the blue jersey. For me, that's not the right thing. So you're part of the team or you're not a part of the team. If you don't happy to be here, we're going to trade you. That's not a problem. So when you said it's live, I disagree with you. If you work as a location from 9 to 5, and the rules said, look, you cannot wear those kind of the clothes. But you said, no, I'm going to show me with my clothes today. I don't care. But what are you going to do? You're going to get fired. That's just normal about this one there. But I don't want to, like I said, compare deep about this one. I just want to sharing with you about this situation. We have a few people in the chat. Pierre Martin is in the house. Thanks so much. The Run with Kings is in the house. Another, thanks so much. Mr. DJ is in the house. Do it slow if it's an upper body, a lower body. It's a lower body. It's a knee problem. I'm going to talk about all the injuries in Montreal the next couple of minutes. About this. Yes, Sakoski is out for the season. The third game of the night, it was the Minnesota versus the Washington Capitals. The Minnesota come back again. Another team come back and during the game by winning by a score 4-2. And Minnesota slowly, properly, quietly, they consist winning with Gustafsson. The goaltender was with Ottawa Senator yesterday and last season. And that team is rolling like Bill Guerin is, working hard and with a great forechecker, and that's what he do about this. Montreal Canadiens find a way to beat the Winnipeg Jets with, great performance of the Montembeault yesterday. But Justin Barron, that enough with 2 goals, third for the year. Josh Anderson and have one more goal. And Mike Hoffman, what a shot of Mike Hoffman on the Major League on the top corner over the shoulder of Alebak on the right side of him. Arizona Coyotes come back and win the game against the Detroit Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings take the lead by 2 goals at the beginning of the third period. A back-to-back goal, one by them. It was David Perron. Then it was Arizona scored 2 goals at less than 1 minute with Dylan Gwander. And finally, they get the W and a shootout yesterday. Again, the Detroit Red Wings, I know Michael DeVilleneuve is a big fan of the Detroit Red Wings. So I'm going to talk about the Detroit Red Wings the next couple of minutes. Nashville Predator found a way to get a W at home at 2-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It took everything for them to keep with a great performance as Rose yesterday. Again, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Chicago Blackhawks come back in the game. Unbelievable. The Chicago Blackhawks, again, the bottom of the standing Windows game yesterday to beat, again, another team for the Buffalo Sabres, where the Buffalo struggle. At some point, it was 3-1. They tied the game at the last minute of the game for the Chicago Blackhawks. Zed Jones scored the last 2 goals of the game. Score is third and the fourth of the year, one in overtime to give that W Chicago over the Buffalo Sabres. Finally, the last game of the night, the Edmonton Oilers welcome back, of course, Evander King in the lineup. They beat the Seattle Kraken by the score 5-2. Most of the time, the Edmonton was in control about this game. Again, Hyman score and McDavid score. The biggest news over there was Puljujarvi. It was a healthy scratch, and then they have Yamamoto now is on the long-term injury reserve. So that's conclude, guys, the 8 game we got yesterday. And the 3-star of the night for last night, it was Kevin Hayes with a hat trick with 3 goals. Jones, Zeb Jones and William Nylander, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. And then the goaltender, Kevin Lankinen, have a save percentage of 9.75 for 39. I said that Rose earlier, but he was Lankinen about this one. There, Mr. Rick Bengal is in the house. Welcome aboard. William McClary knocked the door. Thanks so much. Denis Rodrigue, welcome aboard. Thanks for being with the Hockey Nation Show. Then I just want to be sure we did not forget everybody here about this. And then I think Lincoln it wasn't it. Yeah, I apologize for that, Yamo. I said Saros, right? And then we have the power of his skill 1 for Rick Bengal. That's what happening. Thanks so much for everybody. Hi, Coach. The story of the day was the Jackai fight and the show of the Pride of the Razor on YouTube, Facebook, one viral. Yeah, that's right. If you look at my video yesterday, I will show to you this, guys. I tried to get the best I can to go everything information. Jackai did it again. That was my title of the show, of my video. You can watching this every day at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the Minnesota Wild helped the Montreal Canadiens. So this is the 2 subject I have on side of my video. You can check those videos. You're watching this. Please don't forget to click on the likes when you're watching those videos. That's helping us to bring more viewers inside. You can, of course, sharing this on your social media. So Jackai, after the fight, he showed is the logo on Montreal. So inside of my video, I'm talking about the impact of Piquet Subban when he talked about the fact to be proud to wear and that jersey and give everything when you are on the ice. So really a great gesture of Jackai. We had a very good fight against Adam Lowry yesterday, and the Montreal Canadiens get that W of 4-1. So thanks so much, Double J, to talk about this. But tonight, guys, it's about the Montreal Canadiens. Let's talking first about the injury. A lot of bad news was announced by the Montreal Canadiens today, earlier. Juraj Slavkovsky, the season is over with, I don't know if he left for the right knee, but 3 months minimum, he's going to have a surgery. And he's not going to returning in the season 2022-2023. That's conclude his season with the Montreal Canadiens. It's a really sad news for Slavkovsky for sure, and for the Montreal Canadiens to lose the rookie. Not very good news for Jake Evans because now he's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks with another injury, a little bit similar to Slavkovsky, maybe come back in April if everything turns around to be good for Jake Evans. It's not over yet because Joel Armia and Jonathan Drouin are out for a minimum to 2 at 3 weeks. Both of them, three of them was hurt against the New York Rangers, and they're not going to be, and they're going to be missing. And then finally, Adam now is look like he will be 1 more week out. For what we heard, he practiced alone. For what I heard today, but not ready to come back between the pipe for the Montreal Canadiens. On the time, Mantombo is looking great for this one over there. So, very bad news about Sarkowski for sure, Jake Evans. And if you talk about those players, Evans, Armia, and Drouin in the last 10 days or the last couple of games, all three have that maybe played the best hockey of the year so far. And Armia scored like what, 3 goals in the last 4 games. Evans gets 6 points in the last 11 games. And then Drouin got 5 points the last 5 games. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, like Martin St. Louis said, look, that's a part of the game. It's a part of what we have to do. But really bad news for the Montreal Canadiens. What I can say, as I predicted, Rick, with all the respect I have, you cannot compare this an injury because he's 18 years old. It's not make sense to me when you say that. It's not fair. It's not right to say like because you cannot let a player play and the man in the NHL. It's just a bad luck. It's happened to any players it's just part of the game. It could be happen tomorrow. It could happen play in American Hockey League. It can play in OHL. It can play in Europe. It can play anywhere. You always face to the danger to get hurt at any time and anywhere in any league for what happening about this. So it's a collision happening around during the game against New York Rangers. So Kessinger is not a good fortune for the future of the NHL hockey players who should not play with men. Again, I disagree with you about this one over there. If you think about this, why Rasmus Dahlin play in NHL? He's 18 years old. Why Jack Hughes play in NHL? 18 years old. It's not the point about this, and then hopefully it will be recovery great, and then constant development. The Montreal Canadiens are really happy about the performance of the Sarkowski, how he has progressed since the beginning of the season, and that's the most important thing is to Montreal know what they have to do with Sarkowski. And again, for me, he was the right thing. He needed to learn a lot. And that's the best place to learn is in the NHL. For those kind of players like Sarkowski at 6'4" and very good, a very big man, a big man like he is at 6'4", like I mentioned, at 238 pounds. I see that injury in the minor midget AAA. William, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let Richard get a shot at the top 6 minutes with the Habs. I don't know if Richard get a top 6 minutes with the Habs. About Anthony Richard, I don't know if they have any call up. I did not hear anything yet. See if you have other player from Laval coming. We're going to hear that for the next. But yesterday they played with all those players out in the lineup, so maybe they will keep consistent until they are at home. When you play at home, it's easy, Laval, Montreal, to call up, call back and forth about that one. Their coach was a clear injury from the blocking shot. No, it was not a blocking shot. It looked like a collision, but I cannot confirm with who and at which moment. We did not see the replay at anywhere and on that. It will develop well now. Montreal, you said it was guessing about that. I hope all goes well for him. Coach, thanks so much. Jay, yep, it will be the best about Sarkowski. I can't wait to see next year what they're going to play at Rick. So if I follow what you said about Sarkowski, boy cannot play with the men. So what happening with Connor Bedard next year? Do you believe Connor Bedard, because he's not a man, he's really a boy. He's only 5'9", 165 pounds. So do you think now for Bedard, what he's going to do next year, returning in the WHL, or he's going to play in the NHL next season? Because if I follow you, he's a boy, and the boy cannot play with the men. Secondly, if he play in the NHL, if he's get hurt, missing 2 game, 3 game, 4 game, 5 game, are you going to consider to say the same statement about Connor Bedard next year? I would just be curious about this. If you said, was he found like right, what's right develop anyway. My prediction was right. He got the kill over. I ever said. I would say you, Rick. How look like Philippe Mézard right now, Rick? Rick, Philippe Mézard, 26 overall pick. He should have at least a minimum of 1 point to 1.5 per game and OHL. How many points he did last week? How many points he did since he's back for the World Junior Championship? Philippe Mézard? That's my point there. You have no place, and every player will have its friend path in hockey. Some would have to go to the OHL, and Shane Wright have to go. Maybe the best for him is OHL. Maybe another player is to go in NCAA. Other players have to stay where he's supposed to be, and other players have to go with another direction. Every player have their own path on the development. That's just simple. Some take a little bit longer. Some take about shorter. Lafreniere is still developing. Jack Hughes take him 3 years. Sarkowski could him 2 years, could be 4 years. Everybody is different about the development. Cole Caulfield should not be on the NHL player ever. Then by that logic, it's just silly. Beat players play regular size of the age. Yeah, you are comparing Bedard with Sarkowski. Coach, did you see how Sarkowski got it every 6 games? Rick, how many hits he got in July 2022 draft? Yeah, 0 hit right there. It's not about the hit. It's how about you, how you progress. How many hits David Pastrnak got hit the first year with the Boston Bruins? Go back reviewing what you would said about David Pastrnak his first year in NHL. Go back over there, go see the game, and go what the comment talk about him. The word was he's going to get killed. Same situation with David Pastrnak. That's the same thing about this, sir. But he's not quite beloved. Mézard back right, not a first pick on the top 5 was in the NHL, not one. It's not a matter, Rick. What about Cole Sillinger for the Blue Jacket the year before that? What happened with Sillinger? He did the NHL last season. But why he did it? He should not play in NHL. If I follow your logic, that the boys should not be in the man. So no one got drafted in NHL should play at 18 years old. That's why your comment is this. No boys should play with the men. Not said Sarkowski. Not said Sarkowski. The logic what you said is the boys cannot play with the men. That's what you just said. That's what you said. That's the difference between us. Anyhow, so that's what happening with the Montreal Canadiens. A big press conference today about the Montreal. Ken Hughes met the media today. He talked about fun subject. I will try to resume this in few minutes about this. First of all, Montembeault, he loved the progression. He's enjoyed. He said, no, he don't go nowhere. Someone asked him, do you think he could be traded? No. He said, look, some goaltender is take a little bit longer to develop, and we'll really believe on Montembeault. He's no chance to be traded at this moment from Ken Hughes. Talk about the contract extension with Cole Caulfield. He said, look, we try to be transparent as an organization, but about the negotiation, we don't really talk about those. They don't want to talk about the longevity of the contract, the money about the contract. The negotiation at this moment is very more private. But he said, look, once this will be done, we're going to talk more about the process and what's happening, everything like that. And then he said, of course, the Cole Caulfield want to stay Montreal. The Montreal Canadiens want to keep Cole Caulfield. It's just a question of time when everything will be a done deal. So Cole Caulfield is going to be with Montreal. Talking about my video earlier, Wall helped the Montreal Canadiens. Remember that video, that picture right here? right? The wall helped the Montreal Canadiens. That's what I refer to the contract of Cole Caulfield from Mal Boldy. Matthew Boldy got a contract 7 multiplied by 7, $49 million. And he have 27 goals in 89 games. He has 68 points in 89 games. And then Jack Hughes signed a contract with the New Jersey, 8 years at $8 million a year before that. And 3 of them that was drafted in 2019. Hughes number 1, Caulfield number 15, and Matt Boldy was number 12. So what happening? So I will give a good margin of the negotiation for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, Bat Brisson could say, yeah, but my guys score 40 goals, 45 goals. By the end of the day, for me, when you look about all the contract, Robert Thomas 1.125, Jordan Carew last season, I feel right now, Martin, it would not be surprised to sign a contract 8 years, 7 years, around $8 million. So don't expect $9 million for Caulfield. I don't see this at this moment. And but again, don't worry, he's not going nowhere for Cole Caulfield to go nowhere for that. Christensen made the exact same point. The development depends on the individual. Sakowski injury was a fluke. His happened. Player get injured all the time. Sounds like a sprained ligament for Chris. Confirmed about that one of them. And for Caulfield, very similar to the kid of Dallas. Jason Robinson got a contract, a minimum contract, a bridge contract. I feel like it's a 4 years at $7.75 million for him. K. Rice, welcome back, Mr. K. Rice. A long time we didn't see you. Should Caulfield sign only 4 years, 12 average similar to Matthews? No, Renault. It's not the same level of contract and the potential players between Renault, between Caulfield. When I said potential, one was draft 15, one was draft first overall pick. Talk about a center, what the position is more important, and you cannot see the same kind of quality of the money about that one over there. So that's a Chris said, no, it's not worth it about this. And then you talk about Kirby Dak, where they believe they should play center. And that's their vision about Kirby Dak. They really think it's a center and not a winger. He talked a little bit more about his progression, everything like that. Kirby Dak had an amazing, great game yesterday. And unfortunately, his face-off percentage is low. It's in one area he need to improve. Again, he's below 35%, and it's not good. But overall, he play. I love him as a center. You're watching him, the transition, the carrying the puck prediction. I make the video. I think it was yesterday or the day before because the goal he did with Cole Caulfield, I think with the pass he did. So, yeah. The words balance and French équilibre. It was mentioned many times by Ken Hughes about this. The word balance about the staff, balance about the players, balance about the coaches, balance about the progression. The word balance for him, it was the most used during the press conference. I don't know how many times he said balance, but that's what I remember the most about him. He's right about this. He believes balance is really important for everything around the Montreal Canadiens. Sakowski will talk about his injury right there. He talk about a bit more his progression and the way he described someone to teaching someone to walk, and then you learn to walk on the highway, then jungle with the balls, everything like that. So really good difference between how you see Sakowski, what he take to learn about his during his progression. Is about he thinks sometimes too much, right? And sometimes he do better because he's not thinking. So it's a process to accept or to analyze everything come to his mind all the time, where it's not easy to teaching. And the only way you can learning the not thinking and less during the game is to have repetition in the game. And that's what he is the reason why they thought at some point to bring him back in American Hockey League, or bring him or to send him at the American Hockey League, but they decide as a staff together, and I repeat again, as a staff, not only one person, not Ken Hughes, not Martin St. Louis, not Adam Nicola, and as a staff together, they decide what's the benefit for him to keep him in the NHL for the rest of the season. And the reason why he did not play on the World Junior Championship and everything like that. So just like they talk about his progression, they're happy about this. Unfortunately, happened to his injury. And then he talk about the trade deadline. He get a lot of phone calls for Jordan Munson, Josh Anderson, and Sean Monahan. When he talk about this one, he talk about the fact like he's always in communication with the players. He said, I met each one of them. I explained what the situation is, and they explain if ever happened, that's because of this. He feel like the trade market would be a little bit more tougher this year compared from last season. He don't see any move earlier. He see a bit more closer to the trade deadline. Trade deadline March 3rd, Friday at 3 o'clock p.m. And he feel like, but can it happen? He said, yes, everything could happen if we get the right deal. So during that time, we know if I could have a minor trade like that enough, could be Drouin, could be two other UFA for Montreal Canadiens could go somewhere. But it would be interesting if we're going to leave it go, Joel Edmondson and Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson have a contract at 5.5 for 5 years. And then the contract of Joel Edmondson 1 more year. He not mentioned about Armia. Did not talk about Gallagher. That's a Gallagher. It's not good for me. I would talk about him a little bit later at some point. Life is coming. Félicitations, Melissa. Caleb, nice word for everything like that. And then we have, that's what happening. That's not happening for the Montreal Canadiens. Press conference happened for the Montreal. Montreal will be back on the ice Thursday night again, the Florida Panthers at 7 o'clock. So both them, Montreal have the first pick. So do you want the Pittsburgh Florida win or do you want Montreal win? It'll be interesting to see that. Couple of news around the league. Josh Norris returned on the ice tonight for Ottawa Senators. This is a huge news for the Ottawa Senators to get back Josh Norris. Because he is a first center for them, and without him, they struggle all year long since the beginning of the season for Ottawa Senators. Edmonton welcome back yesterday. Evan, can you see the balance, the wood balance now for me for this lineup for the Oilers? The second thing with Kane in the lineup, guys, they cannot be pushed around anymore. Kane protect the players. Kane have some kind of reputation. And, so that will be a good plus for the Edmonton Oilers. They won for the score 5-2 against Seattle Kraken yesterday. And then Montreal welcome back Mike Madison. And I watched the game again yesterday, and I watched the clip of Mike Madison. What he bring is the puck possession, the puck mover, the carry on the puck, the transition, his entering zone on offensive side, the way he skate and he keep the puck and looking for vision, everything like that. Of course, he struggled, on the defensive zone. And of course, a player like him, like any good players carrying the puck, the giveaway puck is just normal. That's all about. That's normal stat and that's it. But you can see it's friend on the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens when you have a guy like Mike Madison carrying the puck. That's helping a long term. And this is a guy you miss and you line up. He played like 10% of the game, I think. Well, maybe not 10, but maybe only 30% of the game for the Montreal in the beginning of the season. So that's a good news for him to be with the Montreal Canadiens. What is a good name is going on in Ottawa. Tie the point with the ad, but with the team I see as the 2 years ahead development. Could you pinpoint on further on the defense and culture? As a great point about this, William, about this, and if you look about the development of the rebuilding, you want to be sure you keep veterans around you, and this I mentioned this like a month ago. What Ottawa Senator, they send everybody, right? The Mike Hoffman, the Mike Stone, Carlson before that, and everything. And then you build with the draft pick, the Tkachuk, the Batterson, the Norris, the Shabbat, but they don't have any veterans around them. They finally get Claude Giroux this year. But I think they should have more. Look, the bottom 6 over there. Although the fact they're Rick Brassard, but again, Brassard don't have that kind of reputation like a leader, everything like that. I think they need 2 more veterans in the lineup for the Ottawa Senators to teaching them, the young, to become a professional. hockey players. I think that's what the missing piece of the puzzle for them. And of course, that's the kind of culture you want to bring on the table. For me, that's what I think Montreal next year. They are lucky they have David Savard, Jordan Munson, Gallagher around them. They are a little bit more. Everybody said Montreal is young. Look about their age. Jake Allen. It's not young. Mike Madison. I can go all the way like this. I think Ottawa did not go that direction. Am I right, wrong? I'm not sure. But the best way I can describe this situation, William, is about this. I think you need balance. Again, the word balance. The balance will be in my head all day today. But I think that would be the right things to say this, William, about the difference between Ottawa Senator and other team. Hughes will move Emerson and Monahan for sure. If they get a deal, he like Anderson, he will move as well. Drouin and Dadonov would both be the late pick. Well said, Chris. Chris, guys, if you follow Chris, he's very active on the social media, but really good on knowledge about hockey and about the Montreal Canadiens. 165 with a nice goal. Randy N, a nice goal by Montreal with a nice goal by Montreal. One further, 157 by nice goal by Montreal. I got it, Randy, for tonight. I cannot believe they have not tired the Senator Canucks coach yet for Chris Hansen. Are you going to live stream game tonight, coach? Yes, I should do the game at 9:30. The Calgary versus the Colorado Avalanche tonight at 9:30 tonight. Great point, Chris, about the Vancouver Canucks. This guy is ridiculous in Vancouver. It's not good for Bruce Boudreau. It's not good for the everybody on the planet knows the next coach is Rick Tocchet. Everybody knows, and they don't do anything. Really sad. Not many people have his enemy at Bruce Boudreau. Bruce Boudreau is a great human, a great person. I work with him, and he would not hurt anybody. And he never quit. I will not see him quit the Vancouver Canucks. He will die there until they tell him it's over. He will show up every single day, and that's what Bruce Boudreau mentality. But will be interesting, the Vancouver Canucks. On the Ottawa Senator, we said, Chris, I don't know if you agree with me. It's about the management, about the sell of the team. That would be the biggest problem for that one over there, for them. I know it's a 45, but we're going to have a little bit more time. The NHL injury. Ottawa Zab again on ER. The Washington announced down will be on the ER about this. I've been stuck at home today in a snowstorm. Got to watch the injury press. Did not understand the French stuff. I thought about this, Chris. It's all good. I want to share it with you guys. I know Real Deal is a big fan of Buffalo Sabres. I know KLS is a big fan about Detroit. And for the last couple of years, guys, a lot of people talk about Steve Yzerman plan. And it's two things right now. They are frustrated watching them. And they put a lot of money. And I think sometimes you have to, and this is a red flag where the Kenyans have to be careful when you sign a players a long term and a lot of money for them. I will give you an example. The Detroit put the money on Andrew Cup this summer. They put a lot of money, $5 million almost, at Ben Chariot. Both of them under delivery. They don't play well. They don't bring that team to the next level. And they don't. Listen, last night is Hellberg, the goaltender. Hellberg. It's a backup number 2C. And they tried to win with him. It's rare you're going to talk against Steve Yzerman, but he's a human being. I think those two contracts he gave going to hurt the Detroit Red Wings a long term. And they were supposed to jump in this year to become a better team and to go on that direction. I don't see that overall. They're right now on the slump and their inconsistency. Tyler Perduzzi, guys, I watched him yesterday. Oh, my God. That's terrible. Like, he's UF3 next season. It'll be interesting if they're going to move him. $4.7 million. And they have to sign up Larkin. And again, I would have some concern about that organization right now to have two contracts going to look like Anderson or maybe look like a Gallagher over there. Good choice on the game tonight. I'm beginning to think that Calgary definitely the Alberta team will be out of the playoff. Yeah, and the same thing with the Buffalo Sabres, guys. Buffalo Sabres is a line for the first line. When the Montreal Canadiens, Negzuski, Cole Caulfield does not score, participate, or they are good on offensive, that usually the team don't go nowhere. The same session, I feel like the Buffalo Sabres with Thompson, Doc, and Skinner. Tage Thompson really got a little bit of slump for the last 10 game, and Buffalo start to struggle more. And they are right now and the race behind Florida Panthers, the New York Islanders, and Pittsburgh. Three teams right now try to get the card number 8 of the wild card, the spot number 2, and the playoff for the upcoming season playoff. And right now they play at the game where the losing game, another winning game. They run below 500. They have the last 10 games. If you watch them, nobody play over 500. 5-5, 4-6, 3-6-1, 4-5-1. They're all 5 teams I mentioned there. They struggle, so it'll be really interesting how they're going to do this for the next couple. One of them can have a good streak of 7 W, and I think they will get that 8th spot over there. And I would be curious about what the kind of move they're going to do for the trade deadline. The Pittsburgh, the New York Islanders, what kind of move they can get over there. So Buffalo, I don't think so. They're going to be more like a sailor, and Detroit and Florida are borderline. Florida right now they are on the edge to fall apart or stay in the race. So the Florida Panthers play the Montreal Canadiens, but they have a lot of good big game to come at the next couple of days. That's conclude, guys, this section. I know usually we talk a lot about the game upcoming. But because we have only 5 games tonight and we have only 12 minutes, so I have a little bit more time to talk about this. Coach, do you think the Oilers trade for the goalie before March? I don't think so, Rand, Kirk. Now, when I said that, no, they're not going to trade. No, not at all, Rand. I think quickly right now. But no, not at all, Rand. It will not happen. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be great if you don't mind. What year is the Calgary first rounder? I'm confused on that trade. What is the first? The Calgary, it was last season, Chris. If you talk about the trade for Tyler Toffoli, it was the first. It was 2023. That's what they got Philippe Mazar. If you refer for that trade, Chris, about that. We have 5 games on the program. First of all, like we do here at the beginning, at this moment of the show, we open up now a new gel, Connie gel. We got now the King Gamer and Danny T. Connie gel, because Mr. Danny back in the gel tonight with Jose. Both of them are in the gel. And Danny him now back in the leaderboard the most gel with Mr. King of Gamers. So we're both right there. Money and deal. The money and deal for the is the 2024. Chris, about that one over there. When I said that, let me confirm it, but 99% sure about this one there. It's 2024. I think maybe I have I don't think so I have any 2025, I apologize, but you have some kind of the protection with the Florida Panthers and Calgary. So 2025, it was the first round pick over there, Chris. I apologize for my mistake. Then move on for the first game of the night. You will contact, it was an option for Calgary. They have other things. Yeah, they have Florida, and that pick, it was coming from the trade for Sam Bennett, and they put all together. So what it looked like, I will have to read this, but I cannot read this right now, but that's what's happening. The first game of the night, guys, is Ottawa Senator is in the house. Ron, welcome back, Danny. Welcome back, Danny. The Pittsburgh Penguins play Ottawa Senator. 2 teams right now not looking good overall. Ottawa are 5-5 the last 10 game, but they lost the last 2 games. The Pittsburgh Penguins play they 3-6-1. The Pittsburgh Penguins guys send the last 10 game for the Pittsburgh. They expect this Smith between the Pipe versus Cam Talbot. On the road, the Pittsburgh are 10-10-2. And at home, Ottawa is 11-10-1. A very big, important game for the Ottawa Senators. Pittsburgh tried to get that kind of game in hands they have right now to keep up that way, to try to go stay in the wild card for sure. Need to the Senator to win. Yeah, absolutely about this. Talking about this, Mr. ENORTAP, he took the Ottawa Senator to win by the score 3-2. And we talk about the Ottawa. I took the Ottawa Senator to win by the score 4-2 tonight. So that will be my result of the game. Not much, like I said. Josh Norris back in the lineup, and then Zab is out of the lineup. Can consider a lot injury for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jarry, Petrie, Letank. And this is a team like try to figure out what have to a little bit better if they want to win. Randy Walkman gave up Panthers pick and the money and trade. Yeah, absolutely about this, Randy. They have some kind of the condition about this. I don't I see Ottawa winning as I believe the Pens will slide. William, I would take a Penguin tonight on the first game. So excuse me again. Thanks so much. About this, Boston Islanders. Boston continues to have that kind of the dream season. 34-5-4, 7-1-2 the last 10 game, 13-4-1 on the road, 166 guys, a 72 goal differential plus. Then the Islanders, again, consistency 4-4-2 to play better at the USB Arena and New York. And this is about Zorokin, honestly, for Islanders. They score a lot of goals this year, but not in the last 15 games. And the only way they win those games is because the defensive structure and the way they score. It's not always by the big sniper. It's more about a shot for the blue line, tip in front of the net, or rebound and therefore checking. And that's what happened for that team. So it's a Boston Bruins against the Islanders. The goaltender was not confirmed, but you expect Sorokin against Women tonight between the pipe for both teams. We have a few people give us the score. Thanks so much, everybody, to do that. And then the final score for me is 3-1, low scoring. And then the Boston for ENORTAP is going to be 4-2. That will score tonight. The third game of the night is going to be the Colorado Avalanche and the Calgary Flame. Going to be live streaming play-by-play commentary with the hockey coach at 9:30 p.m. So I can't wait to see each one of you. You have a chance to participate, to join us. That'll be good. The Colorado Avalanche has scored 13 goals in the last two games. They are only 3-6-1 the last 10 games. 11-9 on the road. And they have a differential plus 10. Look like Kel McCarr is out from what we heard from Yamo a little bit earlier. And then the Calgary Flame lost the last game, 5-3-2, 12-7-2 at the Settle Dome. Look, everybody complaining about the Calgary Flame, and we know the performance of Max Strom, everything like this is Max Strom versus Frank Coos tonight. But if you think about the Calgary Flames since December 1st, look about the goal again average, what they look like, really good. After that, the special team overall, it's not bad. They became better since December as the team played more with chemistry. And that will be, they have to consider that they lose like, not like a 7-1 or 6-2, or they not get out of the game every time. They really stay in the game. They maybe lose 4-3, win 6-5, like again Dallas last time. But it's a team looking really better for me. Again, they compete with the two teams, the Colorado and the Edmonton Oilers, for the spot at the wild card. This is a really important game for Calgary, for both teams. It's a 4-point game. If Calgary win that one, this is a blow for the Colorado. If Colorado win, now they go back in the race with both of them, Edmonton and Calgary. And of course, Calgary and Edmonton are fighting for a spot in the Pacific Division to try to catch up Los Angeles Kings or the Seattle Kraken. So it's another one. Would be a huge game. Exactly, William. I agree with a couple of score, 5-4. Colorado, we have 4-2 Colorado. Randy go with the Flame 4-3. Both of us, we decided to go with Colorado 4-2. I did not know my car was out about this, but I will stay with the Colorado on that one. The next game I want to mention to you is the game Tampa Bay Lightning play against the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver tonight. The game started at 10 o'clock, I believe. 3-7-0 for the Vancouver Canucks, but he got the last game. They won against the Carolina Hurricanes. And then they are right now 8-10-1 at home. The Tampa Bay Lightning, nobody talk about them. They do their own stuff by themselves. They are quiet, but they perform every game. 8-2-0, guys, the last 10 game. They are 11-9 on the road. They won the last 4 games. They just beat the Seattle Kraken. Kucherov have an amazing, again, nobody talk about Kucherov. Everybody talk about McDavid. And the Tage Thompson, all that. And I can go, but nobody talk about the performance of Kucherov right now with the over 60 points so far in NHL. We expect Vasilevsky versus Delia tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. So it'll be interesting. I will. Both of us, we took a Tampa Bay Lightning by the score 4-3 for him, and I took a score 5-2 for the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Finally, last game of the night we have is between the Dallas Stars versus the San Jose Sharks. Not good for San Jose Sharks. They tried, but not good enough. And they are 2-5-3 the last 10 game. They are at home. Only guy 4W at home, 12 loss, 7 tie. The Dallas won the last game 6-3-1. They turn out on the battle to win to be in the first place in the Central Division with the Winnipeg Jets. 14-7-4 on the road. They are really good, and the Dallas Stars are good. They're looking good. I'm not sure about the where we are with Ruby Hans. Hans missed the last couple of games. And but again, we expect Jake Oettinger versus James Reimer for the San Jose Sharks. And both of us, we did Dallas Star 5-2 and 4-1 for me. And here we go. Randy, go the same direction we are right now. Don't forget, guys, click on the likes before you leave the building. But that's just a 5 game we have on the program tonight between and NHL. Definitely, we're going to give you all the information tomorrow about this. A busier, more Thursday night tomorrow in NHL. But will be interesting. What is Ottawa big game? Calgary, Colorado, big game. 2 teams right now fighting for the spot in the wild card on the Western Conference. So the news of the day, guys, it was a press conference for the Montreal Canadiens, Ken Hughes, and then the injuries. Really sad news for the Montreal Canadiens with Sarkowski, Drouin, Evans, Armia, all 4 out for minimum 2 or 3 weeks to 8 to 12 weeks for all the players we have for the Montreal Canadiens. Then go with a solid 7-4 coach. Thanks so much, Danny. We're really kind of you to go that direction tonight. And then we have other news around the league. Of course, Josh Norris back in the lineup for the Ottawa Senator, and the Montreal Canadiens Ken Hughes celebrate his 1 year later with the Montreal Canadiens as the Director General Manager of the Montreal. Until that, guys, we'll be back at 9:30 to do the game between the Montreal and between the Calgary and the Colorado Avalanche. Hopefully to see you over there. We'll be back tomorrow night 6 o'clock. Don't forget to watch my video every day at 11 o'clock p.m. And that's conclude, guys, our show for tonight. Until the next time, of course, we want to remind everybody, have an amazing, great night. If you can, to see you later, that's awesome. If not, remember, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. We miss our friend co-host ENORTAP tonight. He should be back tomorrow night, so we're going to see him tomorrow night. Of course, with ENORTAP is more complete, the prediction with most information. May I like to talk about the continents. But until then, my friend, we wish you an amazing great night, and be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate what? Yes, your year 2023. Look forward to see you a little bit later, my friend. Have an amazing great night, everybody.